The next topic, that is the autoimmunity and immunodeficiencies. Autoimmune diseases and their treatment, AIDS and other immunodeficiencies. First we will start with the autoimmunity and their autoimmune diseases and their treatment. An abnormal response of the immune system against the self components or antigens is termed as the autoimmunity. So autoimmunity means the self components, an abnormal response of the immune system. The immune system, when it shows an abnormal responses against the self components, against the self pathogens, or we can say the antigens, then it is termed as the autoimmunity. Autoimmunity leads to various diseases called autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and certain types of diabetes, etc. The main reason behind the autoimmunity that immune system of the body not able to distinguish between the self and the non-self foreign molecules. I have already explained you what do you mean by the self cells and the non-self or the foreign molecules, and attacks on the self molecules assuming that they are foreign. Normally the self-reactive lymphocytes or the potential lymphocytes whose receptors recognize the self antigens, they are eliminated before their maturation, and this phenomenon is called as the tolerance. So generally when the self-reactive lymphocytes, the self-recognizing lymphocytes, when they are eliminated before their maturation, then this phenomenon is called as the tolerance. It is of two types, central tolerance and the peripheral tolerance. The tolerance which occurs in primary lymphoid organs like the bone marrow and the thymus, then it is called as the central tolerance. If any self-reactive lymphocytes escapes from the primary tolerance, then secondary lymphoid tissues or the organs removes them. This tolerance is called as the peripheral tolerance. Further, the apoptosis or the programmed cell death of such abnormal lymphocytes removes them from the circulation. Despite of all these precautions, some lymphocytes occasionally escape from the tolerance mechanism and react against the self antigens or autoimmunity, which can cause serious damage to the cells and organs, and sometimes it may lead to death also. So despite of all this precaution, some lymphocytes, they occasionally escape from the tolerance mechanism and they react against the self antigens, which can cause serious damage to the cells, tissues, and ultimately resulting to the death. So in some cases the damage to self cells or organs is caused by antibodies, and in others by the T cells. Autoimmune diseases can be classified into two categories. One is the organ specific autoimmune diseases and the other is the systemic autoimmune diseases. Organ specific autoimmune diseases, these diseases are restricted to a particular organ because immune response is specified against the antigen which is exclusively present on the particular organ. Following are the organ specific autoimmune diseases. Systemic autoimmune diseases, these diseases are caused due to the autoimmunity against the broad range of target antigens, and they involve several organs and tissues. So organ specific autoimmune diseases are restricted only to a particular organ or a specific organ because immune response is specified against that antigen which is exclusively present on the particular organ. And the systemic autoimmune diseases are caused due to autoimmunity against the broad range of the target antigens. That is, these systemic autoimmune diseases are caused due to the autoimmunity against the broad range of the more number of the target antigens, and involve several organs and tissues. So few examples of important autoimmune diseases are as follows. For this organ specific autoimmune disease, you will see that it is related to a specific organ, and the systemic autoimmune diseases are related to a broad range of target antigens, and it involves a different number of several organs and tissues. Now some of the diseases are, for example, the Graves disease. Under normal condition, the pituitary gland produces the thyroid stimulating hormone TSH to stimulate the thyroid gland for the production of thyroid hormones. This TSH binds to the receptors which are present on the thyroid gland cells and stimulates the production of two thyroid hormones, that is the thyroxine and triiodothyronine. A patient suffering from Graves' disease produces autoantibodies, that is self antibodies are produced which bind the receptors by recognizing the self antigens within the host body. In the Graves' disease, the patient is able to produce the autoantibodies which will bind the receptors of TSH on the thyroid gland cells. The binding of these autoantibodies to these receptors, they will mimic or they will duplicate, they will mimic यानी जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि वैसा ही सेम वो रिएक्ट करेगा, एक्शन दिखाएगा. सो the binding of these antibodies to these receptors, they will mimic the action of TSH, resulting in a hyperproduction of the thyroid hormone. This is the Graves' disease. Then second is the insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, that is type 1 diabetes mellitus. It is caused by the autoimmune attack on the pancreas. Normally, insulin is produced by the beta cells which are located in the islets of Langerhans scattered all over the pancreas. In insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, the autoimmune attack destroys the beta cells, resulting in decreased production of insulin. So, the autoimmune attack on the pancreas is seen in case of the insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. Normally, we will see that the insulin is produced by the beta cells which are located in the islets of Langerhans, and the islets of Langerhans they are scattered within the all over the pancreas. So in insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, the autoimmune attack will destroy the beta cells which are responsible for secreting the insulin. So resulting in, so due to this, the beta cells are destroyed and therefore it results in decreased production of insulin. So low level of insulin, it results into increased blood glucose level in the patient. Patient also shows the problems such as ketoacidosis and increased urine production. The advanced stage of disease characterized by kidney failure and blindness. So if to more severe, if the patient is having a high range of the we can say the blood sugar level, then it may result the patient by kidney failure and also blindness, and if not treated, the death can result. Then the third type of disease is the Goodpasture's disease. It is caused by the autoimmunity against the tissues of kidney and lungs. The autoantibodies, they bind to the certain antigens which are present on the basement membranes of the glomeruli of kidney and the alveoli of the lungs. A damage to the glomerular and alveolar basement membranes, it will lead to the progressive kidney failure and pulmonary bleeding in the lungs. So patient often dies within several months after the appearance of initial symptoms. Then rheumatoid arthritis. It is an autoimmune disorder commonly found in aged women between 40 to 60 years than as compared to the men. Patient suffers from severe inflammation and pain in the joints. In these patients, IgM, that is immunoglobulin M antibodies, they attack on normal circulating IgG molecules. So immunoglobulin M, they attack on the immunoglobulin G molecules, and immunoglobulin M, immunoglobulin G complexes are formed, and these complexes, they get deposited in the joints, resulting the patient to suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. This activates the complement system, and this immunoglobulin M and immunoglobulin G complexes which get binded and deposited in the joints, this activates the complement system in the patient's body, which results in the hypersensitive reaction leading to the inflammation of joints. Then the multiple sclerosis. It is a neurological disease very common in Western countries. It affects a people whose age is in between 20 to 40. These patients produce self-reactive T cells. They produce on their own the self-reactive T cells against the myelin basic protein present in the myelin sheath of the nerve fibers, which leads to breakdown of it. Myelin sheath insulates the nerve fiber, so they are called as the modulated nerve fiber. Therefore, breakdown of this myelin sheath, it leads to numerous neurological malfunctions or neurologic problems. So patient may show mild symptoms such as numbness in the limbs or even or severe symptoms such as paralysis or loss of vision. So this is seen in case of the multiple sclerosis patient. Then the treatment of autoimmune diseases. At present, there is no proper cure against the autoimmune diseases. Available drugs can only reduce the problematic symptoms of patient for time being and allowing him or her to live comfortable life. In an ideal scenario, treatment should target only the autoimmune response without affecting the remaining immune system or without affecting the nearby cells or the remaining immune system. So only the targeted cells, if the treatment is possible, then the drugs should only cure the targeted cells or the infected cells by the autoimmune response without affecting the remaining immune system. Then following are some of the treatment methods which are adopted for treating the autoimmune diseases. The first is the immunosuppressive drugs. They are available in market for the treatment of autoimmune diseases. The most common drugs are the corticosteroids, azathioprine and cyclophosphamide. These drugs are given to the patient for reducing the rate of lymphocytes. So these corticosteroids like azathioprine or cyclophosphamide, they are given to the patient for reducing the rate of lymphocyte growth or the lymphocyte proliferation. They definitely reduce the severity of autoimmune systems, but they also reduce the overall effect of the immune response of that patient, subjecting that patient to high risk of getting other infections and cancer. But certain drugs have more specific action. For example, cyclosporin A drug, specifically it will bind with the T receptors. Thus, they inhibit only antigen activated T cell receptors and not the inactive ones.